clutching at my neck won't leave me alone. Will you see yourself back in the sun? The light it stings while the night it sings to me, and I'm normal how a story I can't tell, but they'll see the gift they've given to me. I could step aside, I could end this life, but this disease, it won't release, it won't be cured by the night. I guess I'm never coming back. I'm holding on tight.
Hello, and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Twitch channel, where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. My name is Nikki, also known as Crafty Mirage. You can find me on all social media platforms at Crafty Mirage, and I am one of the storytellers here on St. Pete by Night. Make sure to check out St. Pete by Night on all major social media platforms. We're on Twitter, also known as X. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and we're on YouTube. But you should check us out on our website, stpetebynight.com. We have our city map. We have our storyteller profiles. We have our one-of-a-kind threat meter. And we have a little other project that we've been working on behind the scenes that should be coming out soon. If you aren't already a subscriber here on Twitch, you should go ahead and hit that follow button and catch up on our past episodes. And if you're interested in playing with us, you should come on and join our Discord server and be part of our amazing community where we are offering one-shots for open RP opportunities. Today we are playing St. Pete by Night Don't Get Caught, an Anarch Chronicle here on St. Pete by Night, and let's introduce our players. Can't hear you.
Push talk.
I'm so sorry. I only use push to talk here. So,
I make them.
yeah. Okay. My name's Zumi. I play Avery Wright, the Bruja.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Judica, and I will be playing Gwendel, the gangrel.
Krazaz, I play Rex, the Nosferatu.
I am Jay. I play Valerie, the currently very stressed out Ventrue.
A little bit. So, we pick up tonight where we left off last session. Our coterie had gone to the barony of Palm Harbor to meet with Baron Ian Farrow to get information on the murders that occurred there. After a tense conversation with the Baron and his sweepers, a Nosferatu named Nyx, the coterie went to investigate the murder site of an 18-year-old nearby. When they arrived, they checked the area and discovered scratch marks in the interior of a storm drain on the street. While they were investigating, a Kine living in the home across the street came out to see what they were doing. The coterie tried to lie, but clearly not buying it, the Kine went to call the police and caused Avery to fall into a fury frenzy. A physical altercation transpired, resulting in Valerie's ghoul River staking out Avery and throwing her in the trunk of the car. Rex and Valerie managed to clean up the best they could, and they began driving back to the coterie haven. So, as we pick up where we left off, Avery. It's dark. You are completely paralyzed, but you are aware. You feel every bump in the road as the car is driving. You can hear cars passing by. You feel every turn, every stop, every acceleration. You hear the murmuring of conversation from Valerie, Rex, and River, separated by just some seats next to you. What's going on in your mind right now?
I mean, she's probably, first of all, she is thinking about how rude it was of River to just unceremoniously throw her in the trunk, not being careful at all. So she's planning everything out that she's going to tell him about how he's supposed to treat people when in that situation. I guess she's gonna also thank everyone for like stopping her. And also, oh god, Chloe, I sure hope this doesn't take more than a night.
Speaking of Chloe, you being aware of every sensation around you, even though you can't move, you feel your phone vibrating in its pocket. Just and just won't stop. Unable to do anything. We pan over to the driver's area of the car. Valerie, Rex. Starting with Rex, what's going on in your mind right now?
Rex is a little panicked. He's glad that we're getting the hell out of there. And if anything, he just hopes to get back to the Coterie Haven and not talk about it afterward. But he knows that's not going to be the case.
Valerie, what about you?
Valerie currently had like a couple thoughts in her mind, kind of like tapping nervously on her lip, thinking about how bad this is going to look on us on Ian if they ever find out that the first thing we did in his territory was almost kill a kind. Thinking about the fact of how this is a lot of noise we just make, how this could lead them back to me, make them attention to us. And another thought of a frustration of anger towards Avery in just in general, their inability to control their beast, their anger, kind of just all clashing together. So just sitting there thinking about their next move.
And as you think about your next move, Valerie, give me an intelligence and occult roll.
All right, can do. I gotta check my hunger real quick. Oh no. 3 successes with bestial failure in there if
That's
that
all right.
goes wrong.
3 successes is enough. You've been a kindred for a few years now. And while it's never happened to you, you know that when a kindred is staked, that as soon as the stake is removed, they're going to be very hungry. Hunger beyond what they had before they were staked. And it's going to be a problem that you are going to have to deal with once you get to the Haven.
I feel like just kind of coming to that realization, Valerie just kind of leans forward and does the whole like stress. It just looks. I imagine like I'm in the passenger right now, and Rex in the back. They just look back like, we're gonna have to get a meal for Avery when they wake up. They're going to be quite hungry, and considering what we just saw there, I don't want to repeat in our own territories. Do you have any ideas where to grab someone?
Not really. They usually come to me. Do you know what kind of bread she is?
I don't. We didn't share any of that kind of information. I doubt that
Right.
she'll be very picky when she wakes up with how she gets it, as long as she gets it.
True. You're the creepy type. Do you know where to get somebody?
People that I keep track of are people that are particularly more curated to me. However, maybe we can find some sort of animal for them to dine upon. Might be easier. I doubt they'll really care.
I'm a real fan of feeding people animals directly. Oh, well, I guess that's ironic. But I guess if that's what you want to do.
It's a lot easier for that than to try and find someone that time. I guess we could first look for someone in our own territory to see how hunting will go there. We'll try that first, and then if not, we'll source out some sort of animal for them, considering that they won't get up until we remove that stake.
Sure. Let's just go, I guess.
It's like turns back, just of course, right when we go to another territory. God.
You guys drive roughly 30 minutes it takes to go from the area of Palm Harbor you were in to the Sponge Docks. As you get there, are you trying to find a person or an animal?
As much as Valerie kind of pettiness wants to feed Avery an animal, first going to try and at least source out a person. Not really being picky, just someone that can easily, like, it should be difficult. I guess, like, if we could first go to our haven, then bring someone to it, might be a little easier.
I mean, your hunting style is just like bagging people. Even if you do track them, like I'm sure you could figure out something similar.
Yeah, this is so maybe we'll this year if we unstake Avery, they're gonna be like a bit more feral in the moment. So trying to do it in public might be a little dangerous, especially pulling out a body from a trunk, pulling out the stake in his heart, and it just gets up. Might be a little noteworthy.
Yeah, especially since our haven's kind of in the middle of town.
So I think it'd be best if we got Avery's body. Honestly, I feel like Valerie's pettiness is winning out now. More and more as I think about this, the pettiness is winning. I'm gonna find an animal. I'm gonna find some sort of like, what would be, not a rat. I'm not that mean. Maybe seeing if we can find some sort of like raccoon or like possum or something, a small rodent.
Okay.
Either a trash cat or a trash panda. I'm getting some subtle hints here.
All right.
I mean, it's up to you to get that hint.
All right.
Just saying.
Go ahead and give me a wits and awareness as you are surveying the neighborhood as you're driving through.
Actually, Crafty, can I use some animalism here to try to just get us one immediately?
Are you gonna use Feral Whispers?
Yes, I do believe I have Feral Whispers.
All right, that will be a charisma and animalism roll. What type of animal are you trying to attract? You have to specify.
I guess. You know what? I'll go for a dog.
Okay.
I think that she's hungry enough that she'll probably want to go for a dog.
Okay.
Not the Chihuahua.
It was what again?
Charisma and animalism.
Okay.
Chico, why are you here?
I heard the call.
I heard the call. Mm-hmm.
You'd have to beat Chica in a fight in order to beat from them. I don't know if you'd win that in this moment. You might be too weak.
Oh,
wow.
5 successes.
Wow, that's a lot. 4 successes. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4.
All right. Yeah, easy enough. You guys pull up in front of your house, and you stand in the lawn, and you start witnessing Rex doing these dog sounds. Like, uncanny how much he sounds like a dog in that moment. And after a few moments, this little mutt, like medium-sized dog, black scruffy fur, one ear kind of just like flopped down, like tilted down while the other one's still up. Dirty looking little street dog walks over and just is staring up at Rex expectantly, his tail kind of wagging.
Huh. Fitting.
Just grab it, man.
You're gonna grab him? Okay. Yeah, he lets you pick him up. He lets you. He sends his friend in this moment. You smell like death, but he sends his friend. We're gonna move into the coterie haven next. Gwendale. So, you knew that the coterie was going to meet Baron Pharaoh tonight, but you hadn't gone with them because you were busy doing some work for the investigation. You had worked on getting everything laid out very professionally, got the board up, you unsorted all the files and put them where they needed to go on this giant cork board that you had Nyx get, and have everything organized so everyone can see very clearly what what murders have happened, what investigations have occurred, and what leads you guys have to follow up on. It's like you're back to, it's very familiar to you back to when you were Kine and doing private investigation work for those law firms. Very standard. And Nyx has been watching you the whole time, just it's like the meme where it's like the guy and he's got that conspiracy board behind him. I think it's from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, Always Sunny.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and she's just like, so you used to do this for a living?
Well, we all have our hobbies, so you know.
This is a hobby.
Yes. I mean, it's always interesting, you know, to try to get a glimpse at what is going on, and it's like a puzzle,
So this looks
like a
more,
mystery.
I mean, yes, it's a
like,
mystery, but this looks more like a puzzle the way you have it laid out than when it was all in folders. It's like a beautiful mind. I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Well, organizing is part of the job, you know. I mean, we have a lot of peace everywhere, and we need to try to make sense of it. So
I got those drones, by the way. They should be coming in from Amazon in a couple days.
oh, Amazon, you say? So,
It's okay. I have them sent to a post office box,
okay,
so I pick them up at the post office.
okay. Feel relieved, you know.
Like I'm putting
don't
my
wanna-
address on anything Bezos can track.
Yeah, I know you're a professional, so I was a bit like
No,
astonished.
it's fine. I got a PO box. I've got several PO
Hmm.
boxes, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, it was my job to find out people, so I know it works.
It's kind of fucked up seeing all of how every single one of them died. Like the photos are really gruesome. And like you can see in every photo, like every person that died, at least in the files that you have so far, the murders in Tarpon Springs, every single person died with horrible injuries, and they died with no blood in their bodies, but savage tearing of their throats and like in their collarbones and shoulders.
Yeah, someone has definitely an anger issue.
So this is one of you guys, though, so do you think you know who it could, what clan they're from, at least? Just
I mean,
based on how aggressive this is?
man. It's hard to tell because every kindred can be
Capable
frenzied.
of this.
Capable and frenzied sometimes, so no, it's just I mean, if you listen to the inner beast, you can wind up doing all kind of stuff. So I mean, there's no way to tell really, otherwise the case will be solved.
Right. And as you say that, you hear the sound of car doors closing in front of the house. And she looks away from the board that you guys have set up. Sounds like the rest of the team's home from meeting Mr. Pharaoh.
Well, I hope that everything went well. But
As you say that, the front door opens and Rex comes in holding a dog, followed by Valerie, who looks extremely stressed out, and River, who is fireman carrying Avery over his shoulder. And Gwendale, you can clearly see a wooden stake sticking out her back.
so, Avery has a new hobby with wood, something like that.
It's been a long night.
Very long night.
TLDR. Meeting with Ian went okay, I suppose. A lot of bullshit. And we investigated one of the crime scenes when Avery got a little carried away and couldn't control themselves and almost killed a kine in middle of the street. So we had to deal with her. And
Yeah.
hopefully now she'll understand how to control herself a little bit better. Otherwise, she's no different than the thing we're hunting down right now.
As you all are speaking, River just carries her over to the couch and sets her down on it with like belly down, so that way you guys can be ready to pull the stake out when needed.
I'm gonna keep the dog close by.
Yeah.
And he's just everyone actually make a wits and awareness. Not you. You can feel it still.
Does River get to roll?
River doesn't have to roll because he felt it.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Three successes.
You know, I'm going to refuse to roll, partly because I have 3 hunger, and partly because
Okay.
I just don't think she would care.
Okay, that's fair.
Wits and awareness.
Correct.
All right. All right, 2 successes.
2 successes. So, you guys don't hear the vibration in her pocket, but River will go over to Valerie and lean in to whisper into her ear. Her phone has been vibrating nonstop since we came into the building.
Like, think that for a moment and just... Honestly, I don't care. Not my business. She'll deal with that when she wakes up.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, what's going on?
River
No, it's nothing.
River looks up, nothing, and walks.
Okay,
over
so
walks over to the couch.
all right, if you may. And so I will walk to the couch and I will try to get a glimpse at what is nothing.
Specifically, Avery.
You see Avery laying on the couch. She's got a stake in her back. Are you going to try to go? Are you trying to go through her pockets now?
If I'm over her, can I see that something is vibrating?
You can. Are you wearing jeans, Avery?
Yes.
What kind of phone do you have?
No. When she goes out, no. What did she? No. She was wearing.
You still have your...
You sent a picture of it in the.
I did. I think it was jeans.
It's like a plaid thing.
Okay. Yeah, they're like.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of phone does Avery have?
She's a filthy Apple user.
Okay. So, is it one of the big Apple phones or the smaller Apple phones?
It's definitely the newest iPhone Max. Yes.
So it's very big.
15 Pro Max, got it. All right. So, Gwendale, you can see, just looking over her and her clothing, you can see that there is the telltale shape of a phone. Now, here's a very, very important question for Avery, because I know that that people always have a preference on how they put their phones in their pocket. Screen toward the body or away from the body?
Away from the body.
All right, so if it's away from the body, yeah, that's an important question. I have a preference myself.
Not accidentally answering phone calls? Yeah, away from the body.
All right, so you do see the screen, you see the shape, the outline of a phone in her pocket, and you do see screen lighting up.
All right.
I'm holding a dog. I
Yeah,
can't do anything here.
he's holding a dog, and Rex is holding a dog. He's given him a scritch.
So does it has ring for a long time, or is it like the first time it's ringing?
You don't know how long it's ringing. You just see that the screen.
I'm just asking the other in the room.
Are you just asking in general towards us?
Yes.
Larry just kind of looks. I mean, if their phone is ringing, that's not of my concern. If your phone was ringing while you were staked, I would not go through your personal belongings. I grant that same respect to all of you in here, and I expect the same from me.
Either take the damn phone or don't. Let's just feed this bitch and get on with it.
Exactly. I'm tired of this night, and I'm ready for it to go on.
The scruffy dog and
All right, my
mm-hmm.
All right, my fellow kindred, I will let you feed the bitch, as you say. But all right.
Okay, so
I won't. I will let them feed the bitch, as they say.
Feed the bitch. All right, who's pull? Okay, so how are you guys going about this?
You want to let River do it?
Because she will be at she is gonna be at Hunger 5 the second you pull that stake out.
Can we feed her while she's staked?
No.
Well, one person probably gonna have to hold her down, and the best person for that is River. And maybe I don't know. I guess Valerie, like Gwendale, I assume you might have some physical capabilities to hold down Avery, or at least help out here.
Well, you know, I'm a gangrel, I'm not a ventro, so I might have more physical abilities than some of us. So yes, I can do it. Are you asking me to do it?
I am requesting that you do it, not commanding.
Okay. I'm going to agree to your request.
I will be crouched, with dog presenting ready.
Okay, so you guys are so Gwendale rearranges Avery so that she's sitting up almost, and has one arm on the shoulder, one hand on her shoulder, the other hand on the stake, ready to pull it out, and Rex is on the other side of Avery, seated on the coffee table with the dog ready to go. So.
Okay, as soon as she wakes up, you feed her the dog.
Correct.
Okay. Gwendale, do you pull out the stake?
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, now!
Alright. You pull the stake out, and Avery, you feel the wood leave the back of your chest. And it no longer piercing your heart. And you are ravenous. You are even more hungry than you were than you before you were staked. You remember frenzying from anger before, but now you are bordering on the line of frenzying from hunger. But you are not frenzying. You are right there though. Nothing matters to you except eating. And you see the dog in front of you and also Rex holding it. And this dog is terrified now. What do you do?
Well, she kind of stares long and hard at the dog, but of course there's ghouls in the room still.
Are you going to
So
try to go for one of the
her
ghouls?
attention flicks over to, I'm assuming it's Nyx and River.
Nyx and River are kind of in like the hall, like they're like standing behind Valerie actually. Like they
I
are
have my hand on the hip for the very obvious
So,
bulge
like,
of a gun.
like the living room situation, there's the couch, and then like behind the couch is Gwendale, who is standing over you, grabbing your arm, holding your shoulder, and has the stake in one hand. And then behind him, like 3 feet away, is Valerie, and then 3 more feet behind Valerie are the ghouls, who sense that this is not something that they probably want to be near.
So I would advise to you, Avery, to hit the fucking dog now. Please.
The dog.
The dog.
Like
Yes.
her eyes are not.
You know, like in
leaving,
a hot
like,
dog,
River.
but it's not hot. It's the dog. So go for it.
Her eyes aren't leaving River and Nyx.
I
They're
mean,
still warm-blooded humans.
well, there's also steaks on the menu, so behave.
If you want to act like a damn animal, you're gonna eat like one too. I'll eat the damn dog.
So we can, do something else with our own life.
I am hating all of this.
You're gonna antagonize a Bruja
The dog
who's
is
ravenously hungry.
The dog is
Do
now
you-
squirming again. Is trying to squirm away from this Rex. He's trying to get away now.
I'm just waiting to see what you're gonna do. Hand on the hip, waiting for you to eat the damn dog.
Sorry, a little distracted.
One second.
I didn't know the Ventru had obfuscate.
Yes, I
I didn't approve that
I-
character creation.
show her the trick.
You sh- I
So-
did not approve that for either of you. That's not on your sheets.
It's a bit
No.
of cheating.
That one I did approve. That one I did approve. I don't know if I should keep this in editing or not.
Maybe a bit of it.
Maybe a
Yes,
bit
I'm
of it.
trying to
maybe.
decide if Five Hunger Avery is in the right mind enough to know that the dog's there for this, but also tasty ghouls.
I mean, there's a role we can do for that.
There is a role we can do for that.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, you were aware of us talking about it, though, right?
Yeah, she
When
was
we
aware.
Yeah,
put
and
it
then
up?
she heard you. Then she heard you call her a bitch, and River threw her in the trunk very meanly.
We can easily do a willpower roll for this.
Also, I will make a sign to Nyx to, if she can leave the room.
Okay, yeah. Nyx is already gonna start heading up the stairs. Yeah, Nyx heads up the stairs. Avery, if you would like to make a roll for this, I would say that this would be your unspent willpower and a third of your humanity. To see if you are able to.
Do I just pick dice for that?
It's your unspent willpower and a third of your humanity. So whatever your humanity is at, turn that into a third. So if you're at 7 humanity, it would be 2 extra dice. And then you don't need to include your blood dice, and you can't re-roll any of them. Okay. So 2 successes. With 2 successes, I would say that you are able to. You don't smell blood, so you are able to hold on very, very, with great difficulty, able to hold on to your. Able to differentiate that the dog would probably be the better idea. Because you don't want to upset the 2 other kindreds in the room that have the ghouls, because those are their property.
Right. So reluctantly, and with kind of a frustrated growl, Avery looks back at the dog and kind of like, sorry, Pooch, and like grabs it, right? And just sinks her fangs into it, kind of wrinkling her nose at, dirt and fur in her mouth.
It's not your favorite feeding.
And it doesn't taste good.
So you sink your fangs in and you feel the warm rush of blood. You hear the dog yip in pain at first and struggle a little bit, but soon it doesn't struggle. Now, this dog weighs probably less than 40 pounds. So you're going to be able to slake at most 2 hunger from it. But by slaking to those 2 hunger, you are going to kill the dog. I know. It's not fun. Everyone thinks it's fun. It's okay to be a farmer, but then it's just like, that you're killing the animal half the time. Nope.
Avery's more of a cat person anyways.
Okay, there we go.
She already apologized to the dog, okay? So she's just at this point, she's gonna drain it.
I'm honestly more sad about this because I realized I modeled it to look after my mom's dog from when I was a kid. Sorry,
That's terrible.
Nook. She ran away. So you are able to drain the dog completely, and you get as much as from the animal as you can before it falls limp in both yours and Rex's arms, because you're both kind of holding it. Just limp and dead.
She actually pushes it back at Rex and is like, "There, thanks for feeding the bitch."
Look, I was panicking. Shut up. Sorry. Whatever. I'm gonna go.
We're
get
not
rid
the
of this
one that
cow.
frenzied, okay? I mean, if we brought a person in here, who knows if we would drain them dry? All right.
I
And
am
it's
a
difficult to bring them.
Bruma. You are always at a chance for me to do that. I am sorry that sometimes people piss me off. Like when they throw me in the trunk in a very in a way that isn't very nice. River
just glances at Valerie first before glancing over at you, Avery. I was simply making sure that you were put in the trunk with efficiency, ma'am. We had to get out of there quickly. There was no room for comfort.
What did you do? Drain him of emotions?
Don't you dare say that I've drained him of anything, okay? This is all because you couldn't handle your own beast. This is not our fault. This is not our fault for tossing you in the trunk or doing anything else here. This is all on you. And so if Ian hears of this and comes after us, just know this is your fault, okay?
Oh, okay, so everything went well over there. Well, glad to hear it.
Look, if the old man would have just been like, "Oh, okay," and walked away, it would have been fine. But no, he had to mention calling the police, and we couldn't have that. Now, could we?
I could wipe his memory, and you had to go up there and try and snap his neck?
Yeah, she's a man in black, so why don't you use a man in black? Woman in black, sorry.
It's
I'm
whatever.
I'm gonna be out of here and tossing the dog body into the water behind us.
So you're basically gonna cross the
I'll
field.
hop the little wall or whatever that we have back there.
You've got like a small fence and then the field and then it's the canal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the dog in the canal as
Okay.
far as I can eat it.
Yep, easy enough. You dispose of the dog's body, leaving your coterie to argue amongst each other because you're just like, I don't have the mental capacity for this right now.
And I'll return and take a smoke outside, trying not to hear any of that crap.
Yep, you're smoking outside, all good. Back inside?
Listen, I was able to pull myself out of it long enough to get you guys to stop me. So first of all, don't be going and getting mad at me, Miss. I am better than everybody.
What did I say? You know
Pure
what?
Ventru.
And you see, like, just the pure, just like shock on her face, just like stops and just the mouth like slightly aghast just at that, and just fine. You know what? Yeah, sure, whatever. Go about whatever you want. I'm going to go find Rex, figure out where the fuck we found out there. Go do what the fuck you're doing. I'm out. And just kind of walks out the room. Just
Touchy bitch.
Wow. So I leave you one night, and this is how we get. Wow. Ah. Interesting.
Hey, that just happens sometimes, all right?
Well, shit happens. I'm trying to get to the other to get to know what happened. I'll let you, relax and breathe. So I'm going out. Me too. Like,
All right. Valerie and Gwendale start heading outside, and Avery, you are now left alone, and River is actually still in the room, kind of standing at the base of the stairs.
Don't worry, I'm not going to attack you. I'm just still pissed off.
And he just gives a curt nod of acknowledgement before gesturing down towards your pants. You might want to check those messages. And he starts heading out to the over to the kitchen because he's just gonna make himself and Nick some dinner.
Avery it's like, oh yeah, my phone, and like he grabs it.
So initially it had started with a text message from Chloe just saying, hope your night's going okay. I'm just here at home bored doing work. Then it's a photo of what she had for her lunch, as it were, for that night. And then it's a phone call. And then another text message. Babe? Hello? Another phone call. Why aren't you answering me? Another phone call. Please pick up. Another phone call. Why are there so many cops out? Another phone call. Is everything okay? Another phone call. Babe, why aren't you picking up? I'm starting to get scared.
Avery, forget, River in the kitchen over there. Avery does, quickly, dial Chloe's number.
It rings once before she immediately picks up. Why haven't you been answering any of my calls?
I got a little, stuck.
What do you mean stuck? You didn't answer any of my calls for an hour. I am worried. You're out there doing God knows what, and you weren't answering the phone. I thought you would at least text me back.
Listen, you kind of know what's going on. It was work related. Things got a little out of hand. I was unable to text or call, and I'm so sorry. I will make it up to you.
Just, okay, I'm gonna go. I can't talk straight right now, and if I keep talking, I'm gonna say something I regret, and you just hear it click.
Yep, that's something that she's gonna have to deal with later.
We transition over to the backyard. Rex, you're smoking a cigarette, mostly out of habit. And You've dumped the body of the dog in the river. No one's gonna mind that. It's a dog. People don't really question when an animal's dead in the water. So you're just standing out there smoking a cigarette, and Valerie steps on outside, followed shortly after by Gwendale.
She okay?
She's fine. It's like kind of like I lean against the wall a little bit, like my head's hit back on the wall. Just
Are you okay?
it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Valerie, I think you were right, but I think that, being angry as she was, she wouldn't listen anyway, so.
It was not a good night, Gwen. It was not a good night. I'm pretty sure we pissed the shit out of that Baron off. But
So,
it was mostly my fault. But we'll see.
All right. Can you start with the beginning? Because, I wasn't there with you, so I'm trying to get what is going on, but I missed some part of the puzzle.
So they didn't tell us, but we were going to meet this guy, and it turns out it was a kind location, active bar. So,
Wait, So
yay.
wait, before, so you arrive, you go to meet with Ian, the Baron of whatever places, and then when he talked to you, what did he say? I mean, was he like,
Important to state where it was, which was, like Rex said, at a completely unowned kind of bar, which we were
Mhm.
not expecting, and we spoke a little bit more freely than we should have to their frustrations. Wish we knew better.
Let's not share the blame here. I spoke more freely than we should have. I was
I
trying to
slipped
be
up.
polite. I was trying to do the thing. We're vampires. We greet other vampires. That's the whole point. I'm not gonna fucking censor myself just because a bunch of fucking kind are in the room. Sorry. But yeah.
Oh, so I mean,
they weren't listening to us. Who
Mhm.
cares?
So the Baron gave you made an appointment in a kind bar? I mean,
Yeah, and
Wow.
we had to talk a little bit more discreetly, but they didn't really give us anything of note. Anything we don't know already about
I
the
mean,
investigation.
yeah, but I mean, we pretty much can say it's on his fault because, I mean, if I would give you an appointment or made a meeting, I wouldn't do it in a kind bar. I mean,
And considering the fact that he's a Ventru, makes it even more strange. I guess he's trying to put up some sort of facade about him being a people's person, some sort of we all own things equally around here. No one has title over another. That's a lot of bullshit, honestly. But
I agree on this.
keeping up appearance and everything, we had to play nice. I had to speak a bunch of flowery bullshit to him and tell him what he wanted to hear.
Didn't
was
feel
not
very
good.
equal. I can say that.
It never is.
Nothing is very equal. Equity can exist, but equality. So you go over there, and then he gives you a clue, or gives you a fine, he gives you something.
We'll have some for you. It's a bunch of files on the other murders, and it didn't really, from looking at them, we didn't really see anything that we didn't already find out. But I mean, we went to one of them, and we, we were investigating. I was going to ask you, Rex, if you see anything of note down in there in the sewer?
Yeah. I'd first like to mention that he thinks, like I suspect, he and I both agree, at least, that we think it's a gangrel. Do with that what you will. And the evidence I found down there would support. I'm going to fish out my phone and show him the claw marks. Yeah, I found some claw marks in that little sewer drain next to where we found the place that the attack occurred, the scene.
The swing set. And right after that, that's when the whole old middle-aged guy came out to talk to us, and
Mm-hmm.
Avery went a little crazy, but it's good to at least know that this whole fucking thing wasn't just a wash. That actually gives a lot of information, at least to us, knowing the sewer ideas, actually might have
Mm-hmm.
something to it.
So the gangrel will be inhabiting the sewer.
Yeah, that's either they're in the sewer or they're in the water. So one or the other. They're trying to. They use one or the other to travel around. I don't know if it's both. We'll
So
see.
okay, so we think we have gangrel who are traveling using the sewer. And so this is how they appear and disappear.
Yeah, they used the water and escaped into the water afterward. So
Mm.
sewer to water. Yeah.
Yeah, but explain how they're going around uncaught, though. Question: didn't you run into Nyx in the
Mhm.
sewer?
Yeah, I've run into her before down there. That's how I first met her.
If that's her whole domain, her area, she should be noticing people traveling to and from. She found you, and you're a
Mhm.
Nosferatu. You don't get seen unless you want to be seen.
Okay, so
I wasn't being subtle.
I have to say something like, I mean, I'm a gangrel. Of course, I have clothes, but there's others that do have clothes. So, did you rule out others because you have focusing element that proves that it could be gangrel, or are you just relying on the fact that they are using their clothes?
It's the animalistic nature of their attacks, to be honest, and especially the claw marks now kind of
Because
leads
it
to
could
something more
be
animalistic.
Garu.
Well,
Could be
like, and we don't
Garu.
think
It
it's
could be.
Garu because it's somebody who knows about the baronies. That otherwise, it's definitely a kindred. Uh, I don't know any other clans that go bestial like y'all do.
Yeah, if it was also they're only targeting like Anarch territories. If we don't know any in the neutral or Camarilla, if it was
All right.
something like that, they'd probably be indiscriminate.
Mm-hmm. So,
Also, Garu don't drink blood.
all right. Um, maybe they are trying to make it that it looks like a kindred. So we don't think it's Garu.
It would
They
be very
need
difficult.
they need some very efficient blood sponges. I mean,
Right.
we can find
Okay.
some.
So
It
maybe
wasn't like there
it's.
was blood across the scene they're left behind. It was just gone. So it's most likely something is taking that blood, and I
All
really
right.
doubt it's usually on those like scenes anyway. It's a lot more brutal.
Mm-hmm.
With I don't know, but I assume they probably tear their shit to pieces.
All right. Could it be something that belonged to the Sabbath?
Possible, but they'd have to be a recent conversion because they know our territory specifically. So if it was probably former Anarch turned Sabat, possibly, or they're still
Mm-hmm.
disguised as Anarch and still identify as such. But either way, they're breaking the mask, and we gotta fucking take them in.
It doesn't matter what affiliation they are. It only matters what they're doing, and as long as we can
Mm.
find out who it is, though maybe
Well,
a little bit of motivation if you found out if you know what
I
their
mean,
affiliation is.
right. My motivation could be a
Aren't they
way
a
to
lot more
find out who it
louder
is.
usually? Like, aren't they usually a lot more like firebombing buildings than leaving bodies behind?
Well, I guess that's the more. I mean, if they wanted to destroy what is, I mean, the thin thing that is happening between the cam and the anarch, maybe they could use some anarchy, and so we turn on each other, and I mean, could be in their interest.
We'll see.
Let's see.
Right.
All
And
right.
can we agree on something though? Of what I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, I still believe in whole credence. If Avery can't get their shit together and this happens again, this is no different than the thing we're hunting down right now. Just because they happen to be on our side doesn't mean they can't make a mess and break the masquerade. So we better hold her accountable for what she's doing. This can't slide again. We can't let this happen. Because if River didn't happen to be lucky in that strike, that was probably a double murder on our hands we have to clean up, and that's pretty hard to do in the middle of a fucking neighborhood.
A neighborhood that doesn't belong to us.
Exactly.
Right. Look. So I guess we need to keep more stakes on hand in case you and River aren't here.
Right.
We can at least do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that doesn't just go for her. Well, she's the only one that's done it so far, but any of us can frenzy at any time if we get too hungry. So, yes, she should be held a little accountable, but if either of you do anything, if I do anything, we're all accountable. It's not just
Exactly.
her, it's us.
I mean,
And
it's true. I mean, it can happen to all of us. So just if you stake me because there's a risk, I won't hold on to you.
Exactly. And I expect both of you to be aware of your hunger and how to manage it. If there's something
Mhm.
that's going wrong, you need a break. You know that you can say something about it. You don't need to keep it a secret that you're feeling. You feel the beast clawing at you, okay?
Right.
Because when the beast gets a hold of you, it becomes an issue to clean up.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, I'm heading back inside. Hopefully Avery's calmed down by now. We'll figure this out. See ya.
Yep.
I'll be out here for a little bit. I just need to keep some distance. Just relax.
Well, we can talk if you want. I mean, I'm sure you can use some company.
If you want, I have no preference if you stay out here or not. I'm just going to.
Well, I'm going to be
Relax.
frank with you. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. So don't worry.
I prefer that, honestly. If you could, I'm just tired of people right now, and fucking
Ah,
Avery.
yeah, no problem. I'll keep quiet then. I'll be your quiet gangrel for tonight.
Luckily, one of us can be that.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Agreed.
transition into the house again. Rex, you've come back inside. Avery is still on the couch, I assume.
Looking a bit more like worried and upset than angry. There's a difference.
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, I may have said some things to Val in my anger that I kind of regret, sort of, not really. But I feel bad for saying it.
I feel you. She can be uppity. Look, she's kind of upset about it, and she's talking about holding things accountable. And I tried to deflect it with it being an us thing and not a you thing. So just keep an eye on it. Maybe prepare some stakes of your own in case River and her aren't there to do it for us. In case one of us goes wild. That's it. We were basically just telling Judicael what happened, mostly. I think some details were obscured
Wendell.
there. I did it again, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Shit. Sorry. We were just catching up Gwendale. I think some details got lost there, but, it's whatever.
I don't understand Valerie. Like, she should know about other clans, right? Like, you would think that, like, it was very common knowledge that Bruja have a bad time controlling their temper sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you there.
River kind of steps in from the kitchen area and looks at both of you. I cannot speak for Miss Monet, but none of you know anything about each other, and you're all expected to work together. You know nothing of Miss Monet and what she's gone through. She knows nothing of you and what you've gone through. We know nothing about you, Mr. Elias, and we don't know anything about Mr. Gwendale as well. I don't know anything about Nyx no more than she knows anything about me. We're all strangers, and we haven't taken any opportunity to get to know each other despite having been thrust together into this coterie. perhaps all of you should do some self-reflecting and potentially consider walking in each other's shoes for a moment before passing judgment on each other. And then he just steps back into the kitchen.
$50, he doesn't give the same speech to Valerie.
Yep. Whatever. Alfred can have his time. I'm gonna go to my room. I'm gonna call somebody. If you see any con coming up, that's my dinner for the night.
Hey, I am sorry for all the trouble tonight. I did try to rein it in. It won tonight.
Don't worry about it. I don't care. It's them who might have a problem. Anyway, later. I'll go upstairs. And just text somebody who I think might need some drugs, who might be a delicious food.
Okay. Easy enough. We're gonna go ahead and take our break here now, as the coterie has dealt with the repercussions of their first staking and realizing that things might be a little more tenuous amongst their group than they realized. Everyone go ahead and stretch, get some water, hydrate, use the restroom, do what you need to do, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you then.
It takes my breath away.
welcome back. So, now that the coterie has finished resolving their staked brouhaha, we're going to be moving throughout the course of the next week and focusing on the things that they've been doing on their own. And we're going to start with Gwendale. Gwendale, you wanted to do some investigating on the case and everything, correct? All right. So go ahead and let's start this off by... Well, first of all, when you're investigating, are you actually wanting to go to the physical sites? Or are you just doing it on, like, are you looking at the paperwork?
So what I do is like I first go through go 1, 2, 3, 4. So first I go through the files,
Mm-hmm.
you know, reading it, and once I have everything in mind, then I go on the site to compare what I've read to what's on
Gotcha.
the ground.
All right. So go ahead and give me an intelligence, an investigation roll, and you can add your deduction to it. And don't forget to
Hunger dice.
Yeah, don't forget your hunger dice this time.
So it's gonna be intelligence, investigation. Okay. 7 dice. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What I don't know. Maybe Nix was
Do you want to spend
disturbing him.
Do you want to spend a willpower and try to reroll some of those
Yes.
failures?
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead and do that. So hit reroll failures on the dice bot.
So slash.
No, you just hit
Re-
reroll failures. Just there should be a button right there.
I think
There
you
you
forgot
go.
the hunger. I think it would actually been a bestial failure in there for that last one, or the one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We know how we love our bestial
What
failures.
the heck? This. All right. So with one
Yeah.
success, yeah, that would have been a bestial failure. So,
Mhm.
you go about the air. You go from crime scene to crime scene. You
Mhm.
are looking around. But it's been too long for you, at
Mhm.
least. It's not a fresh crime scene, so you're really not getting a lot of information. There's been weather changes, there's been rain, there's been people going through, and then just natural progression of life that kind of makes it really hard for you to get a clear idea of what could have potentially happened. But I will say that even with your
Mhm.
one success and just based on your character's general intelligence and background in private investigating, you do find that all of these murder sites did happen somewhere where there's either a body of water nearby or a sewer entrance.
Okay, so pretty much what I have discussed with the others.
Yeah, basically whoever is doing this is you can deduce just based on the context you've gotten from the locations of the murders from the past and what you know of the areas that have happened and what you've learned from just speaking to people so far. All of these murders have happened somewhere by water. Where there's water, there's a sewer entrance, or where there's dense vegetation and very little lighting. So you can go ahead and give me a wits and insight, and don't forget your hunger dice.
Well, my anger dice was there, no?
No, it wasn't there that time. You remember, you gotta, when you hit slash roll,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta do slash roll, V roll,
Right.
and then you
I'm
get
on
your
it.
pool, and then you hit tab after you put in your pool, and you add hunger.
All right.
Yeah, you have to click the option that says hunger, and then put in the how much hunger you have.
So,
Or start typing it.
Because sorry, but what was the dice you were asking for?
So wits and insight.
Wits and insight. Okay. Okay, and then I put tab. Hunger. 1. There we go.
Okay, 3 successes. So, with 3 successes, I will say that you are able to kind of get a bit of a profile on who this killer is, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that there's someone who is smart. They know that the best way to cover their tracks and not be seen is to stick to areas that people don't go to. Whoever this kindred is has some intelligence to them, but you can tell from the way that the bodies have been savaged that they are also very violent.
Violent, smart, and wise.
No, not wise. Just violent as smart is what you've gotten from this so far. You're building a profile on this killer. They are violent and they are smart.
Mm. All right.
And as you start traveling, you begin to think about what's been said so far. How the Baron and even some of your coterie mates are starting to think that it's a gangrel that is doing this. How does that make you feel?
Well, I don't know many. I know some gangrel, but I don't know all of them. So I don't feel like I'm part of a tribe, and it makes me angry because I feel for the other gangrel. I feel like if it's a gangrel, it's a gangrel. But what I think is that I don't want to pin it on a gangrel if it's not, and I think that to rely on the only fact that it has claws is not enough to say it's a gangrel.
All right. And as you're thinking of this, you're walking, contemplating, and you're by the water. You've always liked the water. And go ahead and give me a wits and awareness.
All right. Wits and awareness.
You walk and you turn to look at the water and you stare for a moment, just taking in that breath, that salty air. It's just so good. And you turn to start walking again, and you see by the water's edge about 20 feet away, you see a pair of glowing red eyes looking right at you. And then there's a blink and they're gone. But you saw the light, you saw the glowing red eyes, and you can see through the moonlight that there is the shape of an individual standing by the shoreline.
All right. Well, I'm going to approach very discreetly. I'm going to fake like I'm walking by, like a regular walk, like if I wouldn't be walking in that direction. So I won't go like straight to.
Yeah, like you're just casually walking by, sort of walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So you're walking by very casually. You are aware of this individual standing there,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that as you're walking by, that their head is looking at you and moving with you as you are walking. You have their attention.
All right.
It's a lovely night, isn't it?
Lovely night by the sea. It's always nice. Yes, it is.
And they start walking towards you.
All right. Then I will wait because it's polite.
So they start stepping closer into the street light area that you're standing in on the sidewalk. And
Mm-hmm.
you see an individual, they can't be more than 19 years old. Very androgynous features. You can't
Mhm.
tell that whether if this is a very beautiful boy or a very handsome woman.
Mm-hmm.
But they're wearing a white linen shirt with with loose jeans, and they have long golden hair and just these unusually amber colored eyes, and they are beautiful. This is a very beautiful individual, and they smile at you, and it's just very charming smile.
So can I help you with anything? Because you've been watching me, right?
I'd noticed you.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you live in the area? What is,
I've been here for a little bit now. I've been in the state for several years.
all right. So you do know the area?
Somewhat. It's an interesting area.
Yes, very lively, I would say.
I mean, they tilt their head slightly.
I mean, at some point.
How long have you been here?
About a week, I guess.
That hasn't been very long.
No. So, what, do you often walk over there, or are you just passing by?
I enjoy walking by the water. I prefer coastal cities.
Well, I'm from a coastal city, so,
Which one?
I would, well, it's a small city in Brittany called Quimper, and,
I haven't been to France in a very long time.
so you have been over there?
Yes. I've been
It's-
to France, I've been to England, I've been to many countries in Europe, I've been to many cities in the United States as well. I travel a lot.
Wow. So you do really look like you really look like younger than you are then.
Well, we generally do, don't we?
Well, I'm not 100 years old, but yeah, I tend to agree with that. That's one of the convenience of
It's
being a
nice.
kindred.
It's nice to know that there are others around here like myself.
You mean other kindred, or you mean gangrel?
Yes.
Yes, for gangrel, I guess.
And you see them blink and their eyes turn red for a moment again before they blink again. And they're back to that golden color.
Well, I mean, it's always nice to have some fellow friend kindred. Gangrel.
There aren't many
I mean-
gangrel I've noticed in this area. Most of them seem to be down south with the tower folk.
Yeah, the tower. Okay. Well, I prefer to be away from the tower.
Yes.
You never know what can fall from the tower, so.
Many things can fall from a tower.
Agreed. Tend to stay away from that. So, what's your name?
Daniel.
Okay, let's go for Daniel. I'm Gwen.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Gwen.
My pleasure to meet another fellow gang girl. And so, are there a lot of us over there? I mean, you're the first one I meet, so.
I know that there are several down south,
Mm-hmm. Like you said.
but generally no, there aren't many gangrel in
Oh.
cities. They tend to move towards more isolated areas.
Yeah, we tend to go places like that. Well, at least it's good to know that. It's good for me to know that I'm not the only one. And so, anything happening lately? What are the gang girl of the area up to?
I don't know. There
Yes.
hasn't been much word on them. There's one down south that was made the warlord of the Camarilla.
Right.
Goes by the name McAllister.
Alright, so we have one McAllister, one Scottish guy, I guess. But in Anarch territory,
I'm not sure. I haven't met any others. You are the first.
and you are the first. So, maybe we can keep
In touch?
in touch. Yes.
And he pulls out a card that just has a number on it, and you see it's just a simple white letter stock card with and the lettering is in gold almost, like it's a gold font.
Mhm.
And he just hands it over to you. Doesn't say anything, it's just the number.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I think that since there's not a lot of us, it's best if we find a way to keep in touch.
Yes. And what's your number? How can I get in contact with you?
And then I'll reach to my pocket and I'll give him a business card.
Thank you.
So it's right. And so, what are you up to these days?
Looking for someone.
Well, it happens to be I am an investigator, so if I can help you investigate and find someone, maybe we can help each other.
Perhaps. I might try to find them myself before I rely on others to help me.
Mm-hmm.
If I require
Sure.
assistance, though, I shall definitely reach out.
Well, if I can help a fellow gang girl, that would be great.
And they smile at you very sweetly, a very youthful, almost almost like a kid smiling at you almost.
Mm-hmm.
It just really emphasizes how young this person looks. And they'll nod. Well, I believe I should probably be going. A lot of police out lately.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know why?
Probably has to do with everything that's been on the news lately.
Oh, the alligator thing.
That, and then there was the power plant that blew up over in Tampa. And then something about mugging gone wrong down in Palm Harbor.
Wow. Too many things happening at once.
A lot of things happening at once, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
be safe out there, alright?
Well, you too. Stay safe.
And they walk past you, heading off, and you just see them just walking off. They don't turn around or do anything.
Ah, okay. But then I will go back. I will follow my way. I'll go back to
The Haven?
what I was about to do. Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Now we will move on to Valerie. Valerie. You are at the Coterie Haven on a that same night while Gwendale's out investigating and Nyx is doing God knows what. But you find yourself able to have the Coterie Haven to yourself for a change. It's just you and River. He's in the kitchen. He's currently fixing himself a coffee because ghouls subsist entirely off of coffee to keep the hours that they have to for their dometers.
Coffee and vitae, the two
Coffee
go
and
hand in hand.
vitae, they really do. But it's, for once, it's a, how are you feeling? How is Valerie feeling?
Now, like, finally having, like, the space to just themselves, just Valerie's, like, more stony demeanor, kind of, like, is down right now, like, shoulders are lax, like, slouched over a little bit. Just, hair a little messy, just, feeling a lot more, like, at ease and calmed down at the moment, and still, like, stressing over what's happening, but more in, like, the back of the mind as opposed to, like, actively going on right now. Just kind of trying to take this moment to enjoy it.
You see River.
These don't come very often.
River comes in, like, is stepping inside. He's dressed a little more casually tonight since it doesn't seem like you guys are going out. Just wearing jeans and just a long sleeve shirt. House slippers. He's coming in stirring his sugar into his coffee. It's, forgive me for saying this, ma'am, but it's a lot nicer when you relax. I don't feel the tension as much. And you see him creak his neck a little bit.
I'm sorry, River. It's, kind of an expectation, I guess. Can't kind of go around looking like, just like I don't care or, some willy-nilly kindred. Makes it a lot easier for people not to pry my business when they at least feel a little scared.
I meant more for me, ma'am. I feel everything you feel. Remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. It's just been really stressful lately, man. It's all the stuff with Ian and Avery just gotten on me, and I kind of went over here to get away from all this shit, but it seems like kind of keep going back.
Well,
I wonder.
He sits down in one of the chairs in the living room. Well, ma'am, that's part of this, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go on. Sorry.
You were brought into this after I had already been with Gabriel. So I've had a few more years than you to get used to it, but this is all part of it. The stress, the manipulations, the putting you in a location where they expect you to mess up because they know you're going to mess up. It's all part of it.
I know. I wish I didn't have to be a part of it, but and I guess it almost feels worse knowing that I guess a part of me does want to. That makes sense. You probably have felt it, the horrible sensation of the slight joy, that I feel when something works out, or
The satisfaction.
someone bows down. It's disgusting, honestly. But I suppose hopefully we can do this, and we won't have to meet any sort of barons or any other Ventru or anything like that for a while. We can have this domain to ourselves, and I guess the others.
Ma'am, Valerie, I know that you like to avoid your past and everything, but you do know that at some point it's gonna catch up, right? You can't avoid the things that live forever. It already caught up with you with Ian. You weren't things catch up to you in a way that you don't expect. You didn't expect him to also be from Miami.
And look, I just need a little bit more time, okay? I'm getting everything together. I can make ourselves in a better position, okay? I just don't want to. I finally get a chance to get away from all that shit, all from her, from all goddamn control, and I just want to have a chance to enjoy it. But it seems like no matter what turn I go down, it seems like there's something to remind me of what happened, or to remind me what I really fucking am. Just a venture, as Avery said.
You are a Ventru.
And
yes, you are, ma'am. You are part of a clan that finds themselves in charge of more Camarilla cities and are in charge of baronies across the entirety of the world. The Clan of Kings is what you guys are called. You are the ones that know what's best and get things done. But you are also arrogant at times.
I just wish I wasn't this, I mean, I wish if I was at least had to be kindred, to be something else at least, I know it may sound a little silly, but at times I'm almost jealous of Rex, in the time, despite the hideous deformities, to be able just to step back into shadows and disappear, everyone else squabble over things, and stick to yourself and your own turf. Sounds nice, but
it's possible for you to do that as well, ma'am. It's possible for any kindred to stick to the shadows, be the person behind the scenes, pulling the strings, listening to everything. You just have to build a network. You have to build resources to do so.
that's the thing. I don't want to be the one pulling the strings. I just want
Ma'am,
to watch.
Someone's always pulling the strings, even if it is just to watch. That's how the world works, and that's how this world works. When you were a kind, you didn't even realize that it was kindred pulling the strings all the time. There's always someone pulling the strings. Much like Sebastian de Leon is the one pulling the strings right now. And much like she is still pulling the strings by tormenting your every thought.
You're right. Sometimes I still think too much like a kind, I guess, where I try to think that maybe a life of stepping back is possible, but I have to remind myself to know that kindred are always creatures of control. And so it's in this scenario, I guess, his controller be controlled, and I will not go back to that life again. I will make sure we don't go back to that life again. And that we will find Gabriel and
He gets
have
a,
our peace.
He gets a sad look on his face and just a nod. Ma'am, I do think, as much as you would, and I know that you're going to hate me saying this, I do think it might be worth making an ally out of Ian Farrow. I know he infuriated you, but that's mostly because I honestly believe that Ventrue infuriate each other. He is an anarch. He stands for everything that the Camarilla stands against. He stands against everything the Camarilla stands for. So he was able to get away from it. It might be worth speaking to him to discover how he stayed away from it as much as he did.
You know well that I do that. Venture always impose some sort of order onto others around them. I don't want to get ensnared by whatever trap he has going on. At least Sebastian lets you know that what he's a selfish bastard that only thinks for himself and that lost in his debauchery, and that he's willing to shoot you in the face at least, or at least gun you in the back very easily if you aren't pulling your weight. I don't know what Ian is doing. I don't know what game he's running here, and it scares me. But I might have to look into it at least a little bit. At the very least, I know if someone might know anything about Gabriel, it might be him. Considering how much he knew information on us, he might have information on that. And I don't intend to skimp out on our promise. Okay.
He nods. I told it to the rest of your group as well. Well, except Gwendale, because he was still outside with you, but you all don't know anything about each other. You don't know anything about the kindred who you're working with, or working for. It might be worth taking the time to get to know people and gathering information. Remember, information is the most valuable resource kindred can have. Anyone can have.
It's true. That's why I've been trying to keep our information on lockdown. If any of them decide that they want to get one up over me, or at the very least try and get tired of me, they have an option to throw me back, us back, and maybe I can find. It'd probably be best for the find out. I didn't want to have to try and pry into their business out of courtesy, but it might help to have an understanding, or at the very least some assurance, that if they try to mess with us, that we can mess with them too. At the very least, I don't want to have to come to that.
He nods. I do think you were a little hard on Avery, if I may say so. Just because, ma'am, and I don't mean this without any disrespect, but I felt the beast take you over when we walked into that bar. All of you are able to succumb to it.
It wasn't just for them not being able to control their beast. I can admit it was. I'm scared. Okay, that was a big splash, and especially in a turf of someone who knows about us and knows her. And if we make too much noise, they'll come. And especially if they have a direct, a Ventrue who had probably a contact with them, gets tired or frustrated with us, they probably have a very easy way of getting in contact and pointing them in our direction and taking away what we have here. And I do regret some of the harsh words I chose, but I don't know. I'm tired of all the shit we've been going through lately. Hopefully they don't come back for most of the night. We can just relax. I've been having a show on. You want to watch it, you can, or change the channel. I'm trying to figure out crocheting, but I just can't get this. My hands don't work as well. I like them to. I'm trying to get a little better.
Just takes practice, man. I'm sure you'll get it eventually. And he'll turn the TV on and put on some whatever show on Netflix that's trending right now.
And it's like maybe when it comes over, like you see that for the first time, like instead of being in some fancy outfit, Valerie's in like some pajama pants, just like nice cozy pajama pants, just
Heck yeah.
actually fully relaxed, just and just knitting, like crocheting something and just working, trying to relax. And just like, thank you, River, for lately. Sorry, I've been a little harsh, but hopefully things will get a little better here soon when things die down.
I'm always here to support you, ma'am. You know that.
You know, the same goes for you too. Yeah.
I know. We transition now to... Do you want to describe what your creepy ass house looks like, Rex? Or do you want me to paint the picture? Because I don't know if... Because I've got my visualization of what creepy in Florida looks like. But do you? But did you?
You know what? You go ahead, Crafty.
Okay.
Have fun.
So we come to this one-story house, if you can call it that. The yard is a complete mess. Patches of yellow and green and brown with dirt in some areas. You see tire marks in some of the grass. Beer cans, cigarette butts, and why does that look like police tape just littering the ground? The driveway is cracked with weeds growing through it. The car parked there is missing 3 tires and is being kept up on cinder blocks. And one of the windows looks like it's covered in newspaper for some reason from the outside looking in. Though Rex probably knows why it's covered in newspaper. But on the outside looking in, this looks like a house that most people would avoid, call the cops on, or just assume that drugs are dealt out of. And in fact, drugs are dealt out of this house. As we go in, and Rex, what are you up to this evening?
Well, he was mostly relaxing, but he figures he's going to take his bike out and he's gonna, just check around the place. He doesn't have any clients coming anytime soon. So he knows that there's an increased police presence. He's making sure that no one's patrolling around his neck of the woods. And at some point, he thinks he's gonna call out maybe Fudge, maybe Cheese, one of them, and get a ride back to the Coterie Haven, and maybe bike around there too.
Okay. So are you looking for any, like, is there anything specific you're looking for when you're out patrolling?
Anybody walking the streets, I'm just gonna give them a once over, but mostly checking if there's cops out.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a wits and awareness.
5 successes. Or I'm sorry, 4 successes.
4 successes. All right. So with 4 successes, you are seeing that there is a lot of increased police activity, more so than normal, on the streets across all of Pinellas County, not just your territory specifically. Listening around, you are able to determine that cops are responding to various crimes that have happened throughout the area. Many of them you realize are from the Tampa Bay Times. Some drug related, some just general violence in the area, and some just like seemingly unusual. You go by when you're going by the what's it called? The boatyard in your territory, you remember that Avery had mentioned that there was activity there one night, but when you pass by there right now, you don't see any activity going on. It seems dead and deserted.
Okay, well, I guess I'll make my way. You know, I'll go into the Coterie Haven. Out of curiosity, it finally checks me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find where they put the music box.
You're gonna try to find the music box?
Yeah.
All right. So the music box, you look for it, and you actually notice as you come in to the apartment, the house, that it's in the center of the coffee table.
I let a deep sigh, and I just I look to see if anybody's here first.
Valerie, Gwendale, since you guys live there, would you say that you guys are present in the Coterie Haven that evening? Yeah?
Probably. I think I'd probably present that night. Like, more often than not, I'm at the Coterie Haven as opposed to going out, especially with how activity's been going, police activity.
Okay. So yeah, Gwendale, Nyx, River, and Valerie are in the Haven that evening. And Valerie and Gwendale, you know that normally the box is in the music box is in the lockbox that Gwendale purchased, but every time you guys put it in there, it seems to find its way out.
I'll just pop the thing open, see what it plays for me. I haven't seen it yet.
So you open the box, and the song you hear playing is a music box rendition of Run Boy Run.
I'm just gonna close it and put it down, and I'm just gonna turn around and leave.
So Valerie and Gwendale, all you have seen is Rex show up at the Haven, open the box that you guys can't seemingly get to stay inside a locked safe, and then put it down and then leave.
Like, I imagine I was like on the couch, like crocheting. I'm just like sitting there, I was just focused on it, and then I hear like the door open. I look back, like, oh, it's just Rick. And then music bomb, like, what? And then I just leave. And like, right, what? And then just look
I will look
confused.
at Valerie and I will say like, oh, okay, that wasn't weird at all.
Just, oh, I guess he heard something he didn't like. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Can you go
maybe
put it up?
Didn't like the song. So I will go and check on the box. Then I will check on Rex.
I get on my bike and I just start going.
You can't
I'll try to head back to my. I'll try to head back from my haven from here. It's not too far.
Yeah. Yeah. Gwendale, by the time you get the music box put away and head up to the front yard. Rex is long gone, having had left on his bike, and you're just like, oh well, and head back inside for the evening. Rex, you're biking, heading back to your haven, and when you arrive back at your haven, you see that a new addition has made it to your lawn in the form of the most tattered couch you have ever seen in your life. And it is just there. It's missing one of the cushions, but you do see that there's someone just strewn across it, just like laying on it, waiting, seemingly.
I'll approach.
All right. You approach and you see the familiar face of your retainer, Nate. So Nate is an very thin man, Caucasian man with heavy dark circles under his eye. He looks very gaunt, covered in tattoos on his arm. He's got a full sleeve. He's got some on his face. His head is shaven for the most part. He's wearing a band tee for like 3 days grace or something, and has a pair of shitty Converse on that he seemed to have owned for at least 10 years, and some ripped jeans that were not ripped for fashion, they've just been worn that long. He looks up at you. Hey! And I've been waiting for you.
Hi, Nate.
Hi. Hey, Rex. What's up, man?
Here for your fix.
Yeah, but kind of short on cash right now, so I got you this couch for your new place.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, can you believe someone was just gonna throw this away? You could put some Febreze on it. Just clean it up a little bit, look real great. We just gotta get another cushion for it.
Yeah. I can definitely believe that someone's gonna throw that out. Feel free to bring it inside when you get a minute.
Yeah, and he starts lugging it in, like, it's a struggle. It's clearly a struggle for him, but he is managing to bring it in. It gets stuck a little bit in the frame of the door, and he's like trying to like shake it free, and he eventually manages to do so, and he kind of just like sets it against the wall next to a lawn chair that's inside.
Okay. Sure, whatever. Okay. Look, this is great, really. But if you want what you want, I might need a little more. It doesn't have to be the cash, and I'll get you what you need now. But I might need your help sometimes. I'll call you. I already have your number. You have my number. We'll figure it out.
What do you need me to
But
do?
if I need you,
Come
on. So I'm with some other not great people, and we are.
I mean,
we're
all
looking
pieces of
for-
shit, right? We're all pieces of shit in this world.
Yeah. So I need you to help me sometimes. We're trying to investigate some murders.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you if I need you, but you don't need to be with me.
Okay.
And so if I get in a fight or something's about to go down, if you could bring something, a gun, I don't know, whatever you can get your hands on, and you can help out, then I'd appreciate that. It might not even be that. It might be something else. You'll see. Whatever.
I mean, yeah, I know a guy who can get some guns.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think he just got out of prison, but yeah, I should be able to contact him.
Sounds great, man. Hold on, let me get you stuff. I'm gonna go upstairs, or no, upstairs. Sorry, I'm gonna go down the hall. I don't have one of those stair things.
No, that's a luxury in Florida.
And I'm gonna find my little tiny safe that is full of the drugs.
Okay. What are you giving him this time?
Just the standard, just a little bitty crack rock for him, because that's what he mostly tries to get from me. Every once in a while he'll get some meth, but that's up to him. He'll usually ask for it.
Yeah. He's desperate enough to take anything you'll give him right now. He is experiencing some intense withdrawals right now.
All right, here you go, man.
Yeah, he takes it and he is just like rubbing that baggie between his hands like, all right, man, you're the fucking best. I love your face.
Yeah. Please don't talk about it.
Right. I forgot, man. It's okay. You're good. So, what is there something you need me to like look out for you? Well, like I'm because I'm on the street all the time. You know, I pretty much just couch surf and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Try to watch the water, I guess, is the best way I can describe it. Make sure you don't see anything funny, and if you do, let me know. And by funny, I mean like not like comedic funny. I mean like weird.
Like Florida weird or regular weird?
Both,
Okay.
but mostly regular weird.
All right.
Anything that looks like some magical bullshit, anything that looks like a scary monster, one or the other.
I saw monsters once before, but that was some really bad acid.
Yeah, if it looks like that,
Thought I saw.
don't tell me. Okay, well, those you can tell me about.
Okay. Came out of the wall, and then I realized it was my poster.
Okay. Did you need anything else?
No, man, this is what I was wanting, cause I got problems, man. I got problems.
Don't we all?
Yeah. But thank you. You're a lifesaver.
You got it, man. I'll give you a call if I need you.
All right. Nate leaves. Rex, how do you feel giving this guy who's hyper dependent on you drugs?
It's a necessity. I know he doesn't have the cash, but I know he's good for getting things I need. I know he's good for it. Generally, he is good at doing whatever I need him to do. And that is pretty much all I need him for. I'm pretty sure he'd even lay his life down if it came to it, but I can't guarantee that. So I just try what I can to do what I can. He probably shouldn't be hanging out with me or doing these drugs, but I'm not going to be like daring him or doing a dare trial seminar on him. It's income after all. It's my job. I'm not about to be like that.
And it's just that's what kindred life is. It's just a necessity. Sometimes we do things that we don't intend to do or we need to do.
I drink blood, he does crack. Is there much difference? A little bit? Not really.
And now we're gonna be moving on to Izumi. Avery. When you got home at the end of that night, did you go home that night?
It definitely stopped to get something a little bit better to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did go home that night.
Okay. Well, when you did go home, there was a fight. There was an argument. Chloe was not happy. Chloe was suddenly hit with a lot of realization of the life you've lived. Of the life that you both have to live now. But calmed down a little bit over the next couple days. And you decided to take her on a date, right? Alright. Where are you taking Chloe for your guys' date tonight?
Well, since I can't go to the beach with her during the day as much as she'd love me to, because she's a sunny personality, so I take her at night.
Okay. There's a lot of beach area in Florida, in this area. So it's not hard for you to find a beach for you to just lay a blanket down and have a picnic. Well, it may be a one-person picnic, but it's nice to sit down on the on the blanket covering the sand. And you're sitting there and Chloe is just kind of absently staring at the water, kind of swirling the wine in her glass that she had brought for your picnic. Hasn't really been talking much. Hasn't really been talking to you much at all this past week.
Avery's just gonna look over her and be like, "Hey, are we good?"
She stops swirling the glass. I don't know. Like, that was scary. I know that your life is a little more dangerous because of what you are, but you always respond to my text messages. You always answer my calls because you know how much I worry. And some of the things that you're dealing with right now, I couldn't help but think that that thing, whatever it is, had gotten you. And I didn't know what I was gonna do with myself. And then I got to thinking about what happens if you are gone. Am I going to be in danger because you're not there to keep me safe from people who might know about me now?
I've tried to be very careful to make sure that nobody knows about you.
How careful can we be, Avery?
Listen, I mean, I'm sure, listen, okay, so Nosferatu, they're the only ones that I'm worried about at this point, finding out, because they're just kind of everywhere, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past the Baron to, spy on us.
Which one?
De Leon.
The pretty boy, right?
Yeah, the pretty boy.
What happens if he finds out? That's why we left, right? That's why we moved down here to begin with. To get away from people that potentially were going to hurt us.
Listen, I didn't want to get involved in any of this, but when you're living in the area of somebody who's in charge and they say, "Hey, I got a job for you," I can't necessarily just be like, "Sorry, not interested." It's like the mafia or a gang or a corporation. I don't know.
Sounds a lot like the mafia.
Yeah. I mean, he is part of the cartel. I think he runs the cartel.
She reaches out and takes your hand with her free one and just squeezes it, which, to you feels like nothing. But she squeezes your hand. I just worry for you every night that you're out there. I know that you can't say no to these people, but I just get scared for you.
I worry about you. You know, living in a house, about me. Like, that's dangerous in itself. If they find out, like, they'd be in their right to kill you and me.
You see her, like, take a deep breath, like, it's like a shuddering deep breath, like, kind of just accepting of the sad reality that is her life right now. What's the alternative? I become one of you, or I drink your blood and become like what was his River was his name? I don't want that. I want to eat, I want to breathe, I want to sleep, I want to live, I want to walk in the sun when I want to. I love you, but I don't want to become what you are.
I didn't have much choice.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't, but...
I mean, you've met Quinn. They're cool, but they're mostly an ass, so...
Yeah, ultimatums are great. Great motivators. I'll try to be more chill going forward, but just please promise me that you'll be more careful. That I hated seeing that your shirt had that giant hole in it, and that was scary to look at.
Yeah, I ruined a perfectly good shirt.
Honey,
I mean,
Avery,
sorry. Like,
Avery.
I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm taking this very serious. But
Don't make jokes about it. It's not funny.
that's how I handle trauma.
I understand. I know. Trust me, I know. I've been with you, what, 8 years now? Trust me, I know. But still, it's not funny. I don't like the idea, the mental image of you with a piece of wood lodged into you. But I'm glad you didn't kill anyone.
It was necessary. I couldn't control myself.
I know. Look, I love you. I do. And it's gonna take me some time to get over this little scare, but I will eventually get over it, and I will try to be a little bit more understanding of what you're doing. But just please be more careful.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be more careful. Sometimes I just can't control it.
And she kind of like scoots over a little closer to you and just puts her head on your shoulder.
Yeah, Avery's going to put, like, her arm around her shoulders and, like, hold her closer.
Love you.
Forever and always.
You guys have your picnic and have a nicer remainder of your evening. Eventually you do drop her off at home so you can do your little jogs that you do for the last couple hours of the evening before the sun rises. And as you're getting close to the house, just like maybe 30 minutes before sunrise, your phone vibrates in your pocket.
I look at it, answer it.
It's a text message from an unknown number. found you whore. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for joining us for this a little bit more emotional and RP heavy episode of St. Pete by Night Don't Get Caught. If you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button, catch up on all of our episodes. We have Rage Across Tampa on Tuesdays, and we also have our After Dark specials on Saturdays, hosted by our wonderful lead storyteller, Kent. Make sure to come back next Thursday for another episode of Don't Get Caught, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye!
Adios.
Bye!
Save us.